Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on June the 1st, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of the news on Tuesday, we have a ton of news, a lot of PMI numbers here. PMI numbers are important because they're precursors to retail sales. So if the purchasing managers are buying materials, that means they expect to make sales, which is a good indication that the economy is doing well, and that's why the PMI numbers are important. So if they come in above expectations, we're likely to see first of all, euro here go up as a result. And for the PMI numbers for the US here, we are likely to see this positive impact in the stock market more because it will mean there will be more economic activity, which will be good for the stock markets here. And also for tomorrow, for Canadian dollar here, we do have OPEC meetings here, which will have an impact on the oil price. So if the oil price goes up as a result, so the important things to pay attention here would be the production numbers. So if they increase the production, then that would be a bad thing for oil, because more supply will basically cause a reduction in price. And in that case, the Canadian dollar is likely to go down as well. But if we see that they hold the production quotas the way they are, they keep them, in that case, that would be a positive sign for oil. And we're likely to see Canadian dollar go up as a result. So any kind of comments coming out of these meetings can have an impact on the oil and Canadian dollar. So keep that in mind. We also have Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking, and we have one of the Fed members as well. So with the central banks, we're just looking at commentary. If the commentary points to tightening of the monetary policy, that will be a positive thing for the currencies, and vice versa. All right, so let's go on to our charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar. So euro did well here. As we can see, price rejected the lower levels here, and now it is moving higher here. So looking for a continuation towards the top of the range here. So first target is 1.2250. Excuse me. So the first target is 1.2250 and then 1.2265. So bias is bullish here for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one as well, it is holding above the previous support resistance levels here. This is still trading in a range, but it looks like it wants to push higher here. So first target here would be a 1.4235, which is the top of this area, this pin. And then we have lots of room to the upside. Next target here, 1.4280. And then above that, we are looking at 1.4320. So bias here is bullish. Looks like it wants to push higher. We do have to wait for the break here, but bias is bullish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this is also looking a little bullish here. Now price has rejected the support level, which means we're looking for price to move higher. In this case, the first target here is 0.7760 and then 0.7800. So bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this is also, this is neutral to slightly bullish here. It has held this previous support resistance level. Now it's in the top part of the range, but it is still in a range here, hasn't broken out of it yet. So right now, neutral bias here, neutral to slightly bullish here, looking for price to go higher into 0.7300 and then 0.7320. So neutral to slightly bullish bias here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one still sitting low, still trading in a range though. So next target here is 1.200. And then if it breaks down, then we are looking for a bigger move to the downside. So with this one here, we need to be mindful of the the OPEC meetings here and any sort of increase in production quotas are likely to have a negative impact. So we're likely to see this one go up if they do increase the production quotas. So we'll keep that in mind. But for now, neutral to bearish bias 1.200 and then 1.1920 is the next target after. Let's take a look at our commodities here, starting off with silver. Silver is still range bound here. So at this point, no clear direction for this one. Right now, I'm looking for a move back towards 28.30. And this is where we may see price get into trouble and we could see a turnaround. So watch out for that. But at this point, bias is neutral to bullish and target would be 28.30. Gold here, gold still moving higher, but it is losing momentum right now. And at this point, as we can see, price is struggling a bit into this previous support resistance level here. It did go up, but not a big move to the upside at this point. There is still room to the upside. So right now, neutral bias here. If it goes through the resistance, then we will look for 1917. But right now, neutral bias here for gold as well. And in terms of oil, this is also looking neutral for the last few days. Price has not moved much. So tomorrow we do have OPEC meetings coming up, which means we could see a movement in oil and also correspondingly in Canadian dollar. So any kind of talk about increasing the production quotas is likely to have a negative impact on oil. So keep that in mind. Right now, this is looking neutral, and I'm looking for a move between 67.85 and 65.50. So neutral bias for oil. Copper here, copper also struggling, not much of a move here. And at this point, if it holds below 4.66, we would be looking for a drop here. So bias is neutral and first target here is 4.55. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin still range bound here. It's stuck between 33,700 and then 41,000. So right now, looking neutral, we may get a move slightly higher here back into the middle of the range. So 39,000 is the next target here. So neutral bias for Bitcoin. S&P 500, this one is also looking neutral. It's just going sideways, hasn't really done much, very, very narrow range here. So bias is neutral here. And if it goes through the support, then we will look for these lower levels. But right now, bias is neutral, and we'll just wait and see which direction it wants to break in. NASDAQ here, this one as well, hasn't really done a whole lot over the last few days. It's just sideways here, and we just need to wait and see which direction it wants to go in, and there is room in both directions. So right now, bias is neutral. Either we need to see a break of 13,600 or 13,750, and wherever this one breaks out to, that's the side we will be following. Right now, though, it is neutral. Dow Jones here, this one is also stuck with the markets being closed. Didn't expect much of the much move here, but right now we'll have to wait and see. Again, this is also, it has been trading in a very narrow range. So we may see a drop towards 34,200, but again, this is neutral and looking for a move between 34,200 and then 34,800. And again, whichever direction it breaks out in, that's the trend we will follow. So right now we need to wait. DAX here, DAX looks slightly, this one is also range bound basically. So looking for a bit of a move, drop here, 15,300. It's holding below this 15,500. So looking for a bit of a drop there. FTSE here, FTSE also neutral. It's been stuck in this range for last little bit. So we may see a drop towards 69.50. So neutral bias here for FTSE as well. And Nikkei here, Nikkei struggling with our resistance. And if it holds below 29,100, then I'd be looking for a drop towards 28,500. So bias here is a neutral to slightly bearish for Nikkei. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.